Now, going over to the political part podcast, you have Maxine Water saying there's no violence in Los Angeles. Remember, don't believe your lying eyes. This is also credited to End Wokeness, in which he says, quote, Representative Maxine Waters, Democrat, says, quote, no violence in LA, don't believe what you saw. Which, yeah, I mean, this isn't the first time they said that. I'm sure she'll say she'll later amend her statement to say, oh yeah, it's mostly peaceful protest. It's a mostly peaceful rioting.
Protest, and even those who were out of step with what we are advocating, peaceful protest, did not create any violence. Nobody was shot, nobody was killed. Get it in your head. And so when martial law is called, what are you going to say? I missed the point. Don't miss the point, you all. Don't think that somehow, because they called out the National Guard, there was violence. There was no violence. I was on the street. I know. And I went from downtown detention back out into the community, talking to people what happened in Paramount, what happened in Compton, what happened in Inglewood. So, first of all, get it straight. And don't just rely on what you're being told or the few incidents that you saw. Protest.
Oh, wait. Did you just say a few incidents?
On what you're being told or the few incidents that you saw.
Yeah, burning cop cars to the ground, looting stores. Yeah, that's not violence, according to her. According to her, violence is only when people die? What was that definition again, Maxine?
And even those who were out of step with what we are advocating, peaceful protest, did not create any violence. Nobody was shot, nobody was killed. Get it in your head. And so when
violence is only when people are shot or killed, which also happens in Los Angeles and leftist cities all the time too. So I don't know what she's thinking.
Martial law is called. What are you going to say? I missed the point. Don't miss the point, you all. Don't think that somehow, because they called out the National Guard, there was violence. There was no violence. I was on the street. I know.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I should put a visual disclaimer since she is debatably more viscerally disgusting visually than she is mentally. I don't know, that's kind of a coin flip. Now, this pre-val got about 840,000 views and 17,000 likes, with one of the first comments come to us thanks to Paul Zupa, who says, quote, it's possible that Maxine Waters has worse dementia than Joe Biden, getting 1.3 thousand likes, which, no one could have dementia worse than that. Heather Eagleman says, quote, term limits now, getting 1.2 thousand likes. Pretty sure she's been in office for 79 million years. Anti-woke memes, or memes, as I like to call them, says, quote, Maxine Waters is an evil joke. There's a picture of E.T. and says, I'm telling my grandkids this is Maxine Waters getting 135 likes. Or is it? Wait, it's not? Is it E.T.? Hard to tell. Now, you also have Barefoot Pregnant saying, quote, another example of the radical left downplay of violence, getting 55 likes. I mean, she famously said years ago during the George Floyd Summer of Love riots, she said they should go out and cause a ruckus. Now you have Libercat Media TM says, quote, don't believe your lying eyes, Mad Max. And Fisher, Kamala, and Joe says, when you're so full of shit, you need a second a-hole, getting 83 likes. Yeah, Maverick Alexander saying, quote, oh, a exceptional quote. He's actually quoting George Orwell, one of the best authors of all time, with one of the best books of all time being 1984. It's a sad book about dystopia, hellhole, where governments take over and have all the power, which kind of depressing when you think government's actually worse nowadays or in the real world than in the book. But if you have kids, I would recommend having them read Animal Farm, also by George Orwell. It gets the same core points across with more simpler vernacular. And, well, to be honest, the book is a lot thinner and the spacing of the words is a lot more digestible for a youth reader. Both exceptional books. Now, the reference that Maverick Alexander is referencing right here with the quote says, quote, the party told you to reject evidence of your eyes and ears. It was their final, most essential command. 812 likes, and yep. McCowan also says, are Democrats really this stupid or really just that corrupt? Game 429. Wait a minute. 430 likes, which I would argue corrupt. I mean, no one's that stupid. I don't think. Western Lensman says, quote, who to believe, your own eyes or an insane, corrupt Democrat? Getting 1.9 thousand likes. We also have David Santa Clara saying, quote, I'm starting to think black and brown politicians just hate white people, and America getting 1,000 likes. Which, obviously, I don't agree with because there's some exceptional African-American politicians on the right side. I mean, Thomas Sowell, I mean, the Supreme Court Justice bar none is Clarence Thomas. But again, he did get 1,000 likes. Got 47 comments. I wonder if he was ratioed. Not at all. Going back to the main comment section, you have Ruby2B saying, quote, "You are going to believe me or your lying eyes," getting 135 likes. Not too many contrarian comments here. Florida 1 says, "When politicians can stand there and lie to the people with no consequences, we have a problem. The nation has eyes. We have video. She's telling us not to believe our eyes," getting 375 likes. Now, again, the fact checkers will say, well, by her definition, go to Snopes or some crap like that site. Well, let's say, well, by her definition, she said that no one's been shot or killed. She didn't deny the other things weren't happening. Also, people are probably getting shot and killed. Yeah, Laura Ann also says, "This woman is too old to know how the internet works. I'm convinced Democrats just don't know how social media works at all." Getting 96 likes. Which, I don't know about that. I mean, Barack Obama famously one of the biggest contributing variables would be him embracing social media and having a really exceptional marketing team. I mean, the follow-through wasn't great. The follow-through, he didn't actually do what he says he's going to do. But again, they had good marketing and they embraced social media. This is a good video compilation. This is a 47 seconds long, but it's her speaking with the mostly peaceful riots in the video. Well, let's just watch it.
And even those who were...
Yeah, I was gonna say, gotta be careful because the coolest people watch this on the Rumble and the Spotify or Spotify, but we're also on the YouTube, which majority where the viewers are, as well as what's the other major one? This is the thing where, yeah, I think these, nice way of putting this that won't get me delisted. If you throw a rock at a police vehicle, I mean, should we really be treating you with white gloves? Shouldn't that threat be immediately stopped? With pepper spray, of course. No, I'm serious. I'm kidding. Paintballs, at the very least. I mean, they literally just took out a window of a cop car, which is also putting the police officers' life in danger and also costing tax dollars even more money.
Those who were out of step with what we...
I mean, given how I would argue corrupt those unions are driving up the price of vehicles, and those are probably $200,000 vehicles right there.
Advocating peaceful protest did not create any violence. Nobody was shot.
Literally, police vehicles burning in the streets as they wave.
Nobody was killed. Get it in your head. And so, when martial law is called, what are you going to say? I missed the point. Don't miss the point, you all. Don't think that somehow, because they called out the name.
Example, what's that guy using him? He hit Jim Moore, weakie. I don't know if that's a pejorative term, but it is now. You're talking about weak people gone weakie. He's actually smashing a police car window with a bike lock. Wearing shorts, looking very effeminate.
Because they called out the National Guard, there was violence. There was no violence. I was on the street. I know. And I went from downtown detention back out into the community, talking to people what happened in Paramount, what happened in Compton, what happened in Inglewood. So, first of all,
just throwing rocks at vehicles being driven by.
Get it straight. And don't just rely on what you're being told or the few incidents that you saw.
Yeah, I mean, that video, the juxtaposition of her talking with that, I mean, that just summarizes. I can't think of a better way to summarize the situation than Sandy. That also got 49 likes. So it'll be interesting to see. I mean, they're trying to spin this as if this is Trump's fault, of course, because they'll never accept responsibility for the actions on the left. But let me know, do you think Maxine Water will ever be? I mean, will she ever lose an election? Just hold on to her job forever? I mean, and then will people in California ever vote differently? Let me know your thoughts, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, trying to get to 6,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you click that button, I really appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. And lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.